Hey, what's up guys? Sean here. So this morning I had to do something, had to get out of the house. So we're going to go on a little hike this morning, go find somewhere to sit down and have some breakfast. Should be a good time. Let's get it. Alright, so we are out here at Lake Alto Preserve. And Sarah and I have hiked this a couple times, but we came in from another direction. This morning, we're going to hike in from the parking lot by the boat ramp here, head down, looks like Tree Frog Trail, and then we're going to make a left on Lakeview Loop and hike out to the dock. It's on the lake, it's on the water, you guys know me, that's where I want to be. But this should be a nice little hike this morning. I have heard that this section through here can be kind of boggy, so we'll see. It's pretty humid already this morning, but should be pretty nice. Yesterday it rained all day, so I didn't get really a chance to go do anything, and I needed to get out of the house, and I think Sarah needed me to get out of the house too. I get a little unbearable sometimes, but it's not getting any cooler, so I'm going to shut up talking and get on the trail. Yeah, I could see where this would be boggy. It immediately feels like you're walking into a rainforest. You have to be on the lookout for snakes here. So I had been told that this trail may or may not be closed, but that there would be a sign on the entrance if it was closed. There was no sign. But it sure doesn't look like many people have come down this trail recently. There is still some blowdown up here. So we'll just do the best we can. Obviously some people have come through here, but looks like maybe this trail still needs some cleaning. Yep, we're gonna have to be on the lookout for poison ivy and snakes. And probably wild hogs. There's some swampy area over there. Cypress Swamp. Little swamp like that right there could easily hold a little alligator. So I have to add that to the list. But look at this bushwhacking we're fixing to get into. This is pretty overgrown here. Spider webs. Yep, this is a little more bushwhacking than I was expecting. Woo, that's slick mud. Well, this might be the end of the trail, guys. Yep. Well, unfortunately, I believe this is the end of the trail right here. That's nothing but swamp, just straight swamp right through there. And I'm not interested in going swimming or getting my feet completely wet. So, that being the case, we may backtrack and come in from the other side. I wanted to do this one because we hadn't been down this yet. Obviously, the trail was supposed to still be closed, but the sign isn't up. So, oh well, we'll backtrack, come in from the other side. So the goal was to come in and have a nice morning hike, but due to the circumstances, we're already past 10 o'clock, so sun's getting up. It's gonna be warm. My goal was to get out here and make a little breakfast, but looks like breakfast is gonna be brunch. Oh well, at least we're outside. Feel so out of shape. Gotta stay hydrated to be able to enjoy yourself. And especially summertime on these hikes like this, it's important to not overexert yourself. It's okay to push yourself. Don't push yourself to the point that you're gonna make yourself sick. You know, we're still supposed to be enjoying this stuff. So. So just that little break, just a couple-minute break, sitting down at that bench gave me a boost of energy. I feel good again, and that's all I needed. So don't be ashamed. Sit down and take a break. Does you good. Whew. It changes about 20 degrees from out there in that sun to right here in the shade. Spider web. I tell you, those magnolias, I think they are blooming, and it reminds me so much of my mom, because Mom always loved those magnolias, and seems like she always had one on the dash of her car when they were blooming, and her car always smelled like magnolias. There's some big ones around here. You can see all the little petals on the ground. where they're kind of falling out of the trees and the squirrels are knocking them down. Smells so good. Smells like my childhood. We are about to come up on the dock here. This is what I've been working towards all morning, seems like. Oh yeah. Here we are. Well, I was hoping to get here when there would be still some shade, but there is still a little shade on the dock here. So we're going to drop this pack, sit down here and chill, and just enjoy this lake for a little while it's not blazing hot. I got something different that I want to try for breakfast, or brunch, as it were. We won't actually have to cook it, we can just cold soak it. So that should be pretty simple and painless. But first, let's drop this pack. Well, it seems like that sun's gonna catch us pretty quick. I've got a plan though that might just work. We'll just have to see. But might be able to make us some shade. But this morning for breakfast, brunch, I'm gonna do this strawberry granola with milk. And apparently all you have to do is add water to it. So we could cold soak it or we could put hot water in it, but I think I'm gonna just cold soak it to make it simple. And it says that we have to add 8 ounces of water and mix it up real good and zip it back up and let it set. So we're gonna try that, see how it does. Got a trip coming up and I wanted to try some different options for breakfast, and if this works, this will be nice. You can see it packs pretty doggone flat, so that might be a nice option for breakfast. We're gonna open this thing up and make sure we don't accidentally drop anything in the water. I do have my cook kit, so we can make a cup of coffee too. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing soaking first, and then after we get it soaking, we'll set us up some shade, I think, and then we'll worry about making a cup of coffee. I can assure you it will not be my first cup of coffee this morning, or my second. Maybe my third. I don't know. I drank a lot of coffee this morning. Alright, come out of there. Okay, so we need 8 ounces of water, which is right here. I got my Smart Water, which is a 9.5 plus pH, and something that I started drinking this high pH water because I get gout, and I was told that this stuff would help kind of neutralize the acid in your body. I don't know 100% if that's true, but I do feel like it has helped, so maybe it is true. Eight ounces. We're going to take the little oxygen absorber out of there for sure. Pour our water in here. Now this has some, looks like freeze-dried pieces of strawberry, whatnot in it. But it's got like the powder around the top of it. So the first thing I'm going to do is zip it up, and I'll zip it up and kind of shake it, try to get all of that powder in there. Then we'll close it down a little bit. Yeah, that got it. So I'm going to squeeze it down some. Like that. Get it mixed up really good. We'll have us some strawberry granola with milk here in a few minutes. It actually sounds pretty good. It says there's 820 calories per pack and 19 grams of protein. And this was on sale. I think I got it at REI or maybe Bass Pro, but it was $5.93. Alright, we'll set this off to the side, let that start rehydrating. I just seen something surface out here. I didn't bring my fishing pole. You're not allowed to fish from the dock here, so just so I won't be tempted, I didn't bring it with me. I don't know why you're not allowed to fish from the dock here, but you're not. But I've got an idea on a way to maybe help create some shade or shadow, I guess. I never really realized how much difference there was, or that there really was a difference between shade and shadow. And Blackie Thomas has a really good video, and I will link it up here in the card. He has a really good video on the difference between shade and shadow, and Blackie is a wealth of knowledge. If you guys don't watch him, you're missing out. So he's got a really good video. It kind of tells you the difference, and he really gets kind of scientific on it, which is the reason that I can't tell you, because I don't really know the science behind it. But the way he explains it is so smart. So I'll link that up there above. But we're actually going to be creating a shadow, more or less. But it still should help some keep the sun off of us. And also, maybe it'll help keep us a little cooler. So let's go ahead and get that set up real quick. And then we can get to enjoying this brunch. Okay, so I have my Arcturus rain poncho and a few pieces of waxed mariner's line. So we're going to take and tie a couple of pieces of it on this dock here. And I've got my trekking pole, so maybe I can use my trekking pole for one corner of it and tie it out over here on the dock and create just a little bit of shade, a little bit of cover. So I don't know, maybe it'll work, we'll see. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is make me a little bowline on the end of my bank line. Really simple little bowline. Just like that. Doesn't have to be anything special. But the bowlines are really nice because it just puts a loop on the end of your line. It's really easy to tie. I actually have a video up here that I will link in the card if you're interested in learning how to tie one. They're really simple. A lot of people make them out to be harder than they have to be. It's super simple to tie a bowline. So I'm going to just make me a couple of these little pieces, and I'll tie those on to get me started. And then maybe I'll tie one back to the rail back here just to kind of keep it pulled out. And then we'll put one on the trekking pole. We should be good to go. Alright, so I'm going to just pop this bowline through here. Like that. We'll take the other end of our cordage and just kind of run through under here somewhere. Like that, and we'll just put a half hitch in here. Throw another little extra half hitch just for good measure. Take our neck knife, just like that, moving right along. All right, well, there you have it. I've got my little cover up. Got it set up on my trekking pole. So right now, this is a pretty cool little setup. If it rained hard, this thing would bag and it wouldn't really work, but I could always take the trekking pole down, move it closer to the center, and then tie this corner out if I had to, and let the rain dip off of it. But really, we're not planning on staying that long. There is some rain forecast for later on this evening, and it's starting to get a little cloudy now, which I'm going to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind if it clouded up some. Overcast would cool it off. But, yeah, it's supposed to rain this afternoon, but I think, with any luck, if I'm not jinxing myself, we'll be out of here before that. So let's go ahead and make us a cup of coffee. This still has a little bit longer to soak before we can eat it. But man, this is a nice little spot to set up here and just relax. And the nice thing about this spot is there's rarely anybody hiking out to this point. So I can get out here and just chill and relax. And probably won't have anybody out here to bother me or worry about. Sometimes you'll see people on the lake on a boat, and a lot of times there's people out here kayaking and canoeing and stuff like that, but it's a nice little spot here. Let's make some coffee. Alright, our coffee water is done. Time to make the coffee. This time I'm leaving the little tab on top of it so I don't accidentally drop it. I don't want it out in the water. Now that the coffee is done, we are going to immediately put it back in the pack so it doesn't accidentally get off in the water. That coffee is super hot. We're gonna let that cool for a few minutes before we try to drink it. I gotta admit, this still feels kind of soupy. I just seen a little gator rise right there, and my feet are about a foot from the water, so we're gonna have to kind of keep an eye on him. He didn't look very big, but it feels soft in here anyway. Smells really good though. I think 8 ounces was a little much, to be honest with you, because it seems like everything just kind of disintegrated. And now I've got a like a smoothie almost But there's some big pieces of strawberry in there. Let's see how it tastes. It tastes good. That's really, really good. Doesn't have a whole lot of consistency to it, but the flavor is good. I would say 3/4 of a cup of water would have been better. 8 ounces is just too much. But the flavor is really good. It's got strawberries, granola, almonds. Good. So, I haven't had a chance to catch that little gator on the camera. Every time he pops up, I'll try to get the camera and he'll just be gone. He's hanging out around out front here, so I set the time lapse up hoping that I could get maybe a little clip of him popping up or something, but I don't know if I did. I am fighting the urge to pull my shoes and socks off. I want to take them off so bad. But with this cloud starting to roll in like they are, and the radar is looking like we got some stuff building up, I'm kind of leery to throw my shoes and socks on yet, because I may have to pack up pretty quick and get out of here before the storm gets here, because I don't know. I don't really want to get caught out in the storm if I don't have to. I just wanted to come this morning and spend some time out here by the lake and enjoy some peace and quiet and make me a little bit of breakfast and have some coffee. Just get outside some. It's been so hot, so brutally hot recently, that it makes you not want to do anything outside. And I wanted to get going early enough this morning that it wouldn't be deadly hot, but it's still pretty warm, but it's not terrible right now. It's doable. Well, I learned a little something about this strawberry granola with milk. Once you let it rehydrate, if you drink all the juice off of it, then it does leave you a little something to eat. But I'm gonna tell you, if you like strawberries and you like granola and that sort of thing, this is a pretty doggone good one here.
So we began incorporating it into our workouts. Not long after enjoying the paddling, I invested in a sea kayak, a 14-footer designed to cover. Quest while in his 60s, and still does today in his 70s. What was perhaps scarier than anything was how many of those athletes, much more qualified than I, had been.
So I'm listening to a new book. I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and I've had some people ask me, like, you know, if I would kind of talk about the books that I'm reading and stuff like that. And I don't know if anybody's really interested in that or not, but I'll kind of give you a little bit of what I'm listening to right now. I listen to a lot of different kind of books. I listen to survival books, post-apocalyptic type stuff. I really like the outdoor adventure kind of stuff. And right now I'm listening to a book called Upside Down in the Yukon River. And it's about the world's longest canoe race. It's about this guy surviving on the Yukon River after his canoe capsizes in an adventure race. And I'm only a few chapters into it now, but it seems like it's going to be a good book, because it starts out as him being a young boy, and like his first adventure, paddling to a unknown island to him, and just kind of the thoughts that he had paddling out to that island and things like that. And I think about, you know, these types of adventures from my perspective as a child, because as a child I had a lot of imagination, and the teachers would literally have to take me away, not let me sit by the windows, because I would just sit and stare out the windows into the woods and imagine, you know, Indians running around in the woods and hunting and things like, I mean, even from a small child. And I've always been interested in that sort of stuff, and I had a big imagination back then. So these adventure books like that, especially, you know, almost childish adventures, I really like those kind of books. And this is a survival, wilderness survival kind of book, so I'm really enjoying it. And like I said, it's called Upside Down in the Yukon River. Anyway, I'll kind of keep you guys posted from time to time on the audiobooks I'm listening to and things like that. I really enjoy, though, like the wilderness survival type books, and the I like the dystopian, you know, post-apocalyptic kind of books too. So I'll keep you guys posted on what I'm reading, though. Right now I think I'm going to kick back and listen to my book a little bit more, and just chill here. So I'll catch back up with you in a minute.
Rest at Carmack's before paddling on. Well, that certainly was a relief. Just 400 kilometers. Only 350 kilometers further than I had ever paddled at once. Cue the sweaty armpits.
Alright guys, so as you can see, we are all packed up. Got the pack on, ready to go. Now, it's time to head back to the car. Figured we'd go ahead and get out of here a little early, that way we could take advantage of some of this overcast clouds and stuff. That way we'll have a little bit of a more enjoyable hike on the way back out of here. It does make it tough to kind of want to leave, though. This is a beautiful little spot here. It's time to go. Well, we made it back alive, which is exactly how I was wanting to make it back. It was touch and go, but we made it. No, honestly, the majority of the hike back wasn't bad. The last little section there, the clouds kind of parted and we were walking in the sun, but that's okay. It turned out to be a really nice little trip anyway. And I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I know I did. So if you enjoyed this video, give it that big thumbs up for me. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down there. You can ring that notification bell so you get notified next time we put out a video. You can follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you next week.